Hello students, welcome to SAM classes. Now for this chapter, current electricity in the PYQ section. So we should know what things are being deleted. So the color coding is not there. And second, series and combination resistance. Okay, resistors in series and parallel combinations that has been removed. So questions based on that, we are hoping that we should not see like those questions for this year. So let's see what are the other important parts. So Wheatstone bridge becomes an important topic. Potentiometer, these all topics becomes a bit important. Simple questions on the resistance value becomes a bit more important by using the graph. Okay, current and voltage graph. Those questions becomes important. Apart from that, what else you need to revise in current is the understanding of potential, what is current, okay, then few questions where temperature dependence, okay. This is also very important, temperature dependent on resistance for different materials, okay. I've given a very detailed concept video for metals. If we increase the temperature, what happens? For semiconductors, if we increase the temperature, what happens? For a insulator, if we increase the temperature, what happens? Or for alloys. So everything is covered there. Go through that, you'll be able to understand. So these kinds of questions we can expect a bit more for this year of COMEDK 2021. Okay. Apart from that, few very fundamental questions they can ask related to charge and all that. Okay. And rest all will be like very simple questions. And I don't think so you'll have much difficulty in solving these questions, but a few mug up part can be there, okay? Like power and all, very simple questions can come, heat energy and all it can come, okay? So KVL, KCL, they can give a bit something very simple, like using of maths in what is it, like 10th class you used to have, like what do you say, if we increase the current by this percent, okay, what will be the change in heat energy or the change in power? These kinds of questions we can see a lot, okay? So on an overall, current chapter is very simple, very easy. Let's see how the questions are coming in the COMEDK. We have already asked the students, okay, that if you have proper papers of COMEDK from 2015 to 2020, join the WhatsApp group or the Telegram group and share the question papers. For the maths also, same thing, so that we can bring up a chapter-wise detailed analysis and the solving of PYQ together. Second thing, what we have asked from our students is that you need to write a mock on 11th, which will be scheduled for the on the website. You will be able to write on the website onlinesamclasses.in. You can go check the website. You can write on 11th and 12th. Will be conducting two separate mocks. Okay, so do write your mock test. Do write the mock test, and after writing the mock, we'll have a open session in YouTube. Okay, or we'll have a call session where each and every student they can tell the number, their roll number, and how much marks they obtained in physics, chemistry, and maths in all three, how much they have obtained, and we can have a detailed discussion where they went wrong, what are the strategies they need to change, okay, and where all they can improve. So it's very important, students, okay, along with this. So these 2 days, 3 days is like finishing off everything. By 11th, we're starting the mock. So 8th, 9th, and 10th, you should finish up everything. So do revise again and again and again. Okay. All the questions here also, where when I'll solve it, it'll be like almost direct formula based. Okay. So let's see the first question. So let's start the first question. So the first question from 2020, what we have here is a piece of copper and a piece of germanium. Okay. See, what is a copper? It's a metal. And what about germanium? So semiconductor. Okay. So copper, we have a metal. Okay. And we have germanium, and that is a semiconductor. Correct. Now we have these two. Now what they're telling is they're cooled from room temperature to some 75 Kelvin. Okay. So they're cooled from room temperature to 75 Kelvin. Now they're asking what will be the R1 and R2. If R1 and R2 are the resistance at the room temperature, what will be the change in them? So whether they will increase, decrease. So we should understand for a metal what happens. Excuse me. For a metal, if I increase the resistance for a metal, R increases if temperature increases. So R will decrease if temperature decrease. Correct. So if you remember this, you'll be able to do. Why? Because of what? Positive temperature coefficient, okay, alpha. Now for a semiconductor, what happens? It has a negative temperature coefficient, okay. So R will increase if temperature decrease. Correct. So in this case, what will happen? R1 decreases and R2 increases. So simple. It's a pure what? Mug up, okay. So you should know a lot of questions in this part. You'll see like where they are pulled up, and it's like a very simple mug up question, okay, not much very difficult, okay. Let's see the next question again. Now this question is purely based on maths. So what you can do, just draw the graph. And a lot of students, what I've seen in the COMEDK section is they don't give you a VI graph, student, okay. So very important, do check this. They don't give you a VI graph. Instead of that, they give you a IV graph, current versus voltage graph, okay. So in an IV graph, just draw it. V is equal to what? Ohm's law, we all know. V is equal to IR. So I by V, current by voltage, is equal to what? 1 by R. So understand, the slope of this graph will give me what? Inverse or the reciprocal of the resistance. It will not give me resistance, it will give me reciprocal of resistance. Now if you see, if I make a slope here, so I'll get 1 theta. And if I make a slope for this B, I'll get like this. So this theta is more bigger, correct. So I can say the slope of B is bigger than or greater than slope of A. Very good, sir. We can say definitely by seeing the tan angle, since it is bigger, so we can say slope is bigger, correct. Now a lot of students, they might have difficulty. What is the slope, sir? Just this theta. So tan of this theta is known as the slope of this line, okay. So another line was a bit bigger, so tan of that value was more bigger, okay, correct. Now, so if you see, so the slope of B is bigger than slope of A. Now what does the slope of B represent? It represents 1 by resistance RB. So here a lot of students, they do mistake, okay, clear. And this represents 1 by RA. So I can say, I'll just what is a cross multiply. RA is greater than RB. Okay, that's it. Clear, everyone? So see, the question was very simple, and it was just using the concepts of slope, nothing more than that. So you should understand what they're trying to ask. Okay, and a lot of times they have asked this one. Okay, so very important. Do take care, understand this. So if in 2021, if they give a question like this, you're able to solve it more easily. Okay. Coming to the next question, 2019, you have a positively charged rod. Make a positively charged rod. Okay. Next, what we have, it is held near a conductor. Now it is held near a conductor. So the moment it will be held, what it will draw negative charge here, and it will draw the positive here. Now what you're doing, you're earthing it. So what will happen? These all positive, extra positive charge will go. But since these charges are holded up by these positive, it won't go. It will stay. So what will happen? This whole thing, the moment we remove the earth, what will happen? This whole thing will become negatively charged in the at earth's potential. Correct. That's it. Now this question I've skipped because I think so, since the deleted portion, they should not give what is a combination of series and parallel combinations. So let's skip it. Now this question is a very good question. So again, the weightage of Wheatstone bridge types of questions becomes very important. Here in Wheatstone bridge, first thing is we already checked whether it is Wheatstone bridge or not. I told you the technique, multiply A and C and multiply in B and D. So A and C is what? 10 into 20, that is 200, and B and D is what? 5 into 40. That is again 200. Okay, so we know this much. It's a Wheatstone bridge, no current in this. Okay, now they're telling that the current passing through the battery is negligible. Of negligible resistance is, we need to find the current which is passing through the battery. And they've said that the internal resistance is negligible. Okay, so first we need to find what is the total resistance. How do you find? So we already know, students, what we know, that these two, A and D, they are in what series, and B and C, they are in series, and together they're in parallel. So let's find it out for A and D. Okay, if anybody has any doubt, you can reach us in the comment section, WhatsApp group, Telegram group. Okay, don't worry. And for your counseling and all, whatever help will be needed, we'll try to provide that also. So don't worry, stay with us, work hard, give your best, and don't worry about anything. If you're thinking about, if you're having any kind of doubt, okay, We have already provided the number to give us a call around 7:30 to 8:30. I'll be free that time. Whatever your doubts are, we'll take care of that. Okay. So don't worry about that. Now, for this A and D, what we can do directly, I can find the resistance is equal to what? 10 into what is D? 40 to 10 into 40 by directly I'm using the formula. If anybody has any doubt, do tell me. Okay. Resistance for a parallel condition is what? R1 into R2 by R1 plus R2. Correct. Everybody knows this, correct? So how much we'll get? We'll get 400 by 50. So that is nothing but how much? 8. Okay. What about the other? For B and C, this is for AD, this is for BC. Again, same thing for BC, what will happen? 5 into how much? 5 into 20 by 5 plus 20. So we are getting 100 by 25, so that is equal to 4. So total resistance we got 12. Current is equal to what? 6 by 12. And that is equal to 1 by 2, that is equal to 0.5. So you don't have to do that much what I have told you to explain you. Directly you can see 1 second it will take. Oh, Whitson bridge, condition satisfied. Okay, done. So what is the kind of what is your resistance here? Directly in your mind you can calculate. Okay, resistance for this two is multiply these two and divide by the sum of the terms. Done, that's it. Clear? Now coming to the next question. Now potentiometer experiment. Okay, very simple they have given. If you remember the formula of potentiometer for the internal resistance, what is the formula? Small r, which is representing internal resistance, is equal to what? Shunt resistance, let's say R into length 1 L1 minus by L2 minus 1. That's it. Okay. And they've already given every value. They've given this is 2 ohm, correct? Resistance of 2. And L1 is what? 240. L2 is 120. Okay, minus 1. So what you got? 2 into 2 minus 1. And that is equal to 2. So tell me any question, is it very difficult? So if you're able to revise this much also and the concept you are able to, all chapters will be very perfect. Okay. So don't worry, we'll try to put up everything today. Okay. Next, which of the following has a negative temperature coefficient? You need to mug up this value, okay, because we know at room temperature, what happens, students, at room temperature? Okay, the graphite, which is a form of carbon, okay, has negative temperature coefficient. It's a mug up question, okay. Next, an electric current of 3 ampere passes through a wire of resistance 15 ohm. So what we know? Current we know 3 ampere, resistance we know 15 ohm. How much heat will it develop in 1 minute? Time is equal to what? 1 minute. Convert into seconds, 60 seconds, sir. So what is the formula of heat? In 10th we learned, sir, H is equal to I square RT. Correct. Everybody, H is equal to I square RT. So 9 into 15 into 60. Correct. So 8100 joule. So not more than 30 seconds. Not more than 30 seconds. Okay. You can save a lot of time. So very simple question. Everybody got it? Now, Kirchhoff's second law is based on what? Now, try to recall what is Kirchhoff's second law. Come on, come on, come on, everybody. What is Kirchhoff's second law? Kirchhoff's second law is what? KVL, no? What does KVL says? Sum of all the voltages, correct? Sum of all the voltages in any circuit through a closed loop or in a closed loop is zero. That's it. That only says no KVL. So what does it says that? The amount of energy is remaining constant, correct? So it is what? Conservation of energy, nothing more than that. Conservation of energy. Next, if the current flowing in the conductor is increased by 10%, what will be the power consumed? Now, current they have increased. Okay, so initially, let's say I have I current. Okay, and then what I did, I increased the current. So new current will be equal to what? I plus 10% increase. See, it's pure like what is it? Increment decrement question. Okay, like profit and loss we used to do. So that will be 11I by 10. That is equal to what? 1.1I. Correct, everybody? Now, what about power? Power initial is equal to what? Sir, power initial equal to I square R. Correct. What about power final? That is equal to 1.1 square into I square R. Correct. Now, if I divide these two, power by power original, Okay, what I'll get? 1.21. If I do 111 square is how much, student? 121. Okay. Now if I subtract -1, what I'll get? So I'll get the change in power by P, that is equal to 0.21. Now for the percentage, I need to multiply with 100 percentage change. So I got 21%. That's it. Now see here, understand if is it anything very difficult. Now they can change it to 20 to 20%. They'll tell you to find the power, what do you say, power or heat energy. So questions are coming very simple. Okay, the questions are very simple. If you want to score 50 plus out of 60, it's not very complicated. But you need to remember everything. Okay, the chapters on a whole level you need to go through. So don't skip. A lot of students they have a lot of students have asked, sir, what should be the weightage about of 11th and 12th? See, the weightage is already dominating by 12th. 12th questions are more, but you should not neglect 11. The questions which are coming is pretty simple on the top. Just what do you say? From the chapter basics, they give the questions. Okay. So you should remember the basic formula of each and every chapter of 11. Even if a student hasn't done, in order to revise one chapter's formula, just take half an hour to 1 hour. Anywhere you can Google, okay, what are the important formulas in this chapter, go through, write down, okay, and then write down which formula is for what thing and what you're trying to find. If you're able to do that much, instead of giving yourself an excuse, okay, I haven't done class 11 topics, I haven't done, or how will I be able to revise, okay, this year is not good for me, I should try next year, all that bullshit stuff, don't say it. You have 4 to 5 days, you have a week, give your best, your 100%. Okay, and then see the result. So you have to do a chapter, just go for it. Don't overthink. A lot of times we just kill the time by overthinking. If I start, how much time it should take, we'll figure it out. No, we'll see. The moment I start, the moment I finish, you take a watch, you'll be able to see. Correct, the time won't lie. Correct. So no need to think about that. Sir, plan making, sir. See, if I know that how much each chapter is taking, I'll be able to allocate. Just make a timetable that today 5 chapters I have to do. Start, start doing. If you're done with 5 chapters, still you have energy and still you have the, what do you say, the guts to like, no, I have to go more, I have to finish off more, and I did it in like very less time. Finish more. Okay. So 5 to 10 days are 5 to 6 days are left. Less than a week is left for the exam properly. So whatever minutes, seconds, whatever you are getting, that is very, very, very important. Just go for it and figure it out and finish the chapters. Each and every chapter in say, chemistry, same for the maths. Don't go too deep. Don't go into the deep. That is not the right path right now to go. What your target should be? Watch a short video, like 15 minute or 20 minute from anywhere. Okay, a lot of videos are there available. Okay, this time I was not able to prepare. From the next time onwards, I'll prepare for all the students. Okay, so 15 to 20 minutes each. The chapters, what are the formulas it contains? What is the summary of the chapter? What is the chapter all about? That's it. Once you go through that, write down all the formulas. Now, a lot of students, sir, it doesn't take more than 15 to 20 minutes to write the formula of one chapter. And the moment you write and practice, you'll remember it for more longer. And in exam, when you are in a pressure situation, you won't be, what do you say, writing, will be able to recall it more faster. So try to write it down, okay, clear by your own hands, and it will be much more way, what do you say, proper to revise also, okay. Now, let's see the next question. So what we have, some lamps we have, 50 watt, 100 volt rating. So, okay, how many of them can be connected in parallel across a battery? Now we have a battery of 120 volt and internal resistance 10 ohm. Okay, we want to connect them. How many? So that we get the max power. So, okay, let's see. Let's say, first, before starting all this, I think so you should remember if we are connecting two bulbs in series, in parallel. So what happens? What is the resultant resistance? That is equal to what? 1 by R plus 1 by R plus 1 by R dot dot dot. Correct. If I take n bulbs, it will go till n. Correct. And that will be equal to what? And that will be equal to what? N by R. Correct. Now, R equivalent equal to, if I try, what is reciprocate it, it will be R by N. Clear? Now we need power. Power is equal to what? V square by R. Power is equal to what? V square by R. Now they already gave me the power. Okay, 50 watt max power. Okay, so can I find out the resistance? Yes, sir, definitely. So V is equal to what, sir? 100 into 100 divided by R, and that is equal to what? 50. This and gone, 5 ones are 5 twos. So that's it. So R is equal to what, sir? 200 ohm. Correct. So each resistance is of 200 ohm. Everybody got it? So now the required resistance, if I'm taking two, what do you say, N bulbs, okay. So what will be the resultant resistance? 200 by N. I got this much. Okay. Now for one current, let me find the current through one bulb. So current is equal to what? I is equal to V by R. So that is equal to 100 by 200. So that is equal to half. So this is the current for one resistor. What will be the current for N resistors? Current for N, that will be equal to what? Half N. Correct. Now what they're trying to say is it is connected across a battery of 120 volts. So 120 volt equal to total resistance is what? This resistance is 200 by N and internal resistance of the battery is 10. Into total current is what? N by 2. Solve it. Correct. Solve it. You'll get a quadratic. Okay. So you'll get 240. You won't get a quadratic only because it will cancel. It will be 200. So 100 plus, and this will be 5N. So how much we'll get? Okay, since I've used here, it will be 120, 120, sorry students. Okay, so N equal to 4 you will get, that's it. So 4 is my answer. So as simple as that is. It's not very complicated. Now this question is like, again, it's of 2015 students from a book we took, and that book is not very proper. Last one or two questions we have taken, like which can be. So, see, the rest of the questions were very simple, and this question was a bit different. So we can understand the book is not very proper. All the questions are bogus. Okay, so I don't recommend anybody to buy the book, and it's pretty late also. Okay, now let's see the next part. The next question again from the book, but very, it's good since it is what do you say, a similar practice to I by V curve, okay, graph. So that's why I've taken. Now I by V, I and V are respectively the current and voltage in metal wire of resistance R. The IV graph for two different temperatures are given. Now they're telling what is the relation. So what we'll do in this, first again, whenever you have a IV, you need to understand what is the slope given by IV. Okay, so basically what is the slope given by IV is 1 by R. Just now I explained IV gives me 1 by R. Correct. So if I see the slope of this one and if I see the slope of this one, so I know the slope of what? Slope of temperature 1 is greater than slope of temperature 2. So I can say 1 by R1 is greater than 1 by R2. Correct. Because the slope of T1 means what? It represents 1 by R1 resistance. Okay. So I can say R1, if I cross multiply, R2 is greater than R1. Correct. If I want to write in terms of temperature, so T2 is greater than T1. That's it. Clear. So C option. So very simple, not very difficult. Or everything we went a bit deep trying to understand. These are the questions which were original and from the PYQ section. So we tried to what do you say? We tried to bring what do you say more and more of questions. We'll try to bring more and more of the questions which are originally from the PYQ, so that you can get the feel of it and you can understand which way to prepare. We'll try to upload each and everything by today or tomorrow. Okay, max by today night, or max by tomorrow morning it will be done. So work hard. Okay, best of luck.